This is the June Saltwater Estuary Tackle Club box. Couple of plastics, some jig heads, some hard bodies, got a mixture of everything really, so let's dive in and have a look. I'm going to start off with the hard bodies in the box. So we've got the Berkeley ProTech Brims with a Z or a Z, I say Z. In the 38D floating, I've got the bluegill colour here, so this thing's going to be dynamite on the Brimbos and the whiting and the flathead, and then you've got a shallow option. So the Berkeley is the deeper option, and then you've got the Damiki Disco 40 in the shallow option, so you're covering both grounds here. Now where are you going to use them? The deep one here, I'm going to use that along rock walls, along pontoons, or even trolling along steep drop-offs as well. The shallow one, I'm going to be using this over some flats. So once that tide comes up over, you know, where it's normally beach or sand, once that tide comes up and you're only fishing in a couple of foot of water, that's where you'll jump over to the Damiki Disco. Both retrieves are pretty much going to be the same. I'm just going to do a slow to medium retrieve, probably keeping it more towards the slower end, just a constant roll. So long cast out and then just a slow roll back. I'm not going to get too twitchy with it. I'm just going to keep that slow roll. Seems to work great this time of year. Now, if you are struggling to get a bite, we've included another tub of sack scent here. I have this one in a crab scent. So let's do the smell test for this one. That does, it does smell just like crab. But you just grab a little bit of this on your finger or whatever you like to use to rub it onto your lures, and this will just add a little bit of scent to those lures as well. Add it to your hard bodies, add it to the plastics, add it to everything. It's not gonna hurt, little tub of sack scent. Now, over to the plastics, got two here. One from our friends at Chase Baits. This is the Flaccid Shad. The new Flaccid Shad from Chase Baits. First thing you'll notice is that it does have quite a unique tail design on it. It's not a paddle tail, it's not a fork tail. It essentially, if you've seen the Chase Baits Ultimate Squid, they've taken the little ripple fin things from the side of that squid and turned it into a tail for soft plastic. So these things get a mad little ripple, sort of a swimming effect with the soft plastics, and I've seen a lot of fish getting caught with these. But the way I'm going to fish it is probably like a half cast between a fork tail plastic and a paddle tail plastic, because you can essentially do both with it. You can sort of hop it around or twitch it a fair bit, or even just a slow roll as well, because either way that tail is going to be working its magic. The great thing as well, we've included some jig heads here with it. So that's the Storm 360 GT coastal jig heads. I have them here in a 1/4 ounce 4.0 hook, which is going to be perfect to put into my little Flaccid Shad. But with that weight, I'm going to be fishing this closer to the bottom of the water column. But I will be more than likely going into a slow roll and just add a few pauses in to let this hit the bottom, because that tail, even though sitting stationary on the bottom, that tail will still be catching a lot of current and wiggling around, looking like maybe a little whiting or even a little squid getting around. So you can mimic a few different things with this combination. If you are wanting to chase something small like your brim or your whiting, etc., you're not going to be throwing something so big such as your little Flaccid Shad, then you're going to jump over to this one, the Damiki Wow Grub. Wow. So these are essentially just a little grub style plastic here. So you can use these for so many different species, be it a really slow sink, so like a 1/24th, 1/12th of an ounce jig head on this for a super slow sink is dynamite for brim, and also works a treat for whiting if you're doing long casts over the shallow flats as well. So you're covering a lot of ground with both those plastics, both the hard bodies, got the scent to whack on the lot. And then that's the lures for this month's box. But don't forget, we have now started including on your little breakdown sheet here, you've got a tiny little QR code up here. If you scan that QR code, so you whip your phone out, you get the camera on, you scan the QR code, and it'll take you straight to a free Tackle Club e-magazine, a fishing e-magazine, free for everyone that grabs a Tackle Club box, so scan that. If you want to check out this box or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.